1 second. Water. Can I just say that I am very nervous. Like, oh my gosh, it feels good to be here. I'm exactly where I need to be. I am free, I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am wise. Okay, how can we start the video off? Okay. You know, you think it would be easy. You think it would be easy to just set up the camera and start talking, but for some reason, like, I'm just nervous. I feel like I'm not good enough. I feel like I don't want to waste people's time. And I don't want people to waste my time, correct? I would like to say that I am worthy. You are worthy. I would like to say that I am free, I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am wise. And I wrote this on this card as a reminder to myself. Okay. Okay. What do we want to tell YouTube? What do we want to share to the world? All right. Pat, you know, how can I be the best version of myself? How can I be the best version of myself? How can I be the best version of myself consistently, right? Because you don't just want it to be, you know, 1 day or 1 hour or 2 minutes. You want to be consistent, right? So, you know, how can I focus on the importance in my life? All right. Hey guys. Oh my gosh. Nobody talks about this, man. Basically, I'm sitting in my room alone. Nobody is in here with me, and I'm sitting here talking to my camera. I'm using my iPhone just to show the people that you don't need fancy equipment. You don't need freaking $1,000 camera. You don't need the flashlights, and you don't need the microphone, right? Really, I would like to utilize the tools that I have at my disposal. And truthfully, everybody has something special to offer this world. I wish to provide value to the universe, correct? Because ultimately, what goes out must come in. It's the balance of life. Very beautiful. And I would like to say that Okay, all right. What's up, guys? Oh my gosh. All right. My name is Miles Banares. I am currently 23 years old, and I have never uploaded a video to YouTube. And I've always had this dream of sharing my life with the people and creating content for the universe and just sharing value with whoever stumbles across my content. And across my journey, it's just been absolutely incredible. I love myself and I have enjoyed every second of my life. No regrets. And I'm not a perfect human. I don't think anybody is. But I wish to do what's right. And truthfully, we don't know what's right and wrong. We don't know good from bad because it's subjective. But I believe that I have value that I can provide to the people. To some, maybe not to others. You know, as for what I would like to talk about in this video, I would like to share that you are worthy, right? I would like to share that you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. And I don't just mean to say like, oh, blah, blah, and you can do this, and I want you to do this. No. No hidden agenda. Truthfully, I wish to give you this value because I wish that I had somebody like me in my life when I was younger. You know, and I did. I have 2 older brothers and an older sister. And they really shaped me into the man that I am today. And I'm very thankful to live this life. I understand that I'm blessed. And I have had opportunities that others have not been given the chance to, or have not yet been able to be in these positions. And I've been very fortunate to be in this position that I am in. Now, that doesn't mean to say that I didn't have to work for anything, right? Nothing was just handed to me. And definitely I understood the balance of hard work and dedication. And for me, I've always centered myself around a life of balance. That's always been very important to me. And I would just like to say that I am free, I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am wise. This great dream, this surging dynamic thing, invisible to all the world except to the person who holds it, is responsible for every great advance of humankind. Earl Nightingale. And I came across this quote in a video that I was watching. And I would just like to say that life is good. Life is very good. And in this world that we live in, today's date is currently 06/03/2023. So it's June 3, 2023. My dad's birthday was just yesterday. And actually, I've been wanting to do this for a very long time, you know, and I don't know why I haven't. It's just that I felt like I wasn't ready, or I didn't have everything that I needed, or I wasn't worthy. And I just saw something yesterday of this woman, and she was saying that I was afraid to be successful. And not that I was gonna say that I was afraid to be successful, because ultimately I am successful. Me waking up this morning, I am successful. That's all I could have asked for. I've been blessed already. And so everything else is just an extra, it's a bonus. If I, today, I could say that I was thankful to live this life that I lived. It was an incredible experience and it was beautiful. And I guess the message that I would like to put out to you is go out and live the life of your dreams. I do have Twitter, and my pinned tweet on there is start with a dream and make it a reality. So, one of the questions that I like to ask myself is, it's not a question, but it goes like this. The question comes after, but it starts like this, okay? It says, I am the creator of my life experience, and I will direct my energy towards the outcome that I wish to see, right? So if I'm the creator, then what is the outcome that you wish to see? So for me, the outcome that I wish to see is, I've written it down on this card. I am free. I am happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy. I am wise. And to me, this is my affirmation. To everybody, it might not be the same. You might have different values and you might have different goals, right? So it's very important that you curate your affirmations towards the life that you wish to ultimately live. I would like to say that you are very powerful, okay? Do not underestimate yourself. And the best message that I love to give to people is what I've read in this book. It was called The Compound Effect. And I have it just in my dresser. You guys can let me figure out the writer of this book for you guys. Let me figure out the writer of this book for you guys. If you just give me 1 second. Oh, you know what? You know what? I gave it to a buddy of mine. The book is called The Compound Effect. But basically the message of this book is small smart choices completed consecutively over time to create massive outcomes. And what I got from this message was, look, it doesn't matter if you're lifting the heaviest weights, or if you're running the most miles, or if you are scoring the most points. The overall message is micro progress, small progress, step by step, one step at a time, okay? And ultimately what that's going to lead to is a compounding effect of just exponential growth. And I love this message because there was a time in my life where I was devastated. That's the truth. You know, very traumatic experiences that we've gone through. And we've made it past those, right? Those are in the past. And one great message that I like to remind myself is I accept my past. I live in my present, and I look forward to my future. Okay? And this is very important because the past is over, it's done with. There's nothing we can do about it except for learn from it and apply to our present. The present is the only place that we have control of, right? Because I can choose to do push-ups right now. I could choose to go for a walk. I could choose to take a sip of water. I could choose to call one of my best friends across the state. I can, right? The present moment is where things are created. The future doesn't exist. And so I understand that some people are caught up in the past, right? Definitely for me, I was caught up in the past. And I had to center myself and I had to bring myself to the present moment. And definitely it's good to be worried about the future because it's good to have, there's something called healthy stress. It's not good to have, negative stress and just stress that devalues you and tears you apart because it's unnecessary, I would say. And really, I would like to say don't waste your time on unimportance. And that's going to be different for everybody. And that's going to be dependent on what you value. I really wish to spread a positive message and I wish to provide any value that I can to you, the viewer, whoever's watching this. And truthfully, who I make my videos for and what I do everything for, why I live my life, it's ultimately for me. That might sound selfish, but the thing is I cannot help anybody unless I help myself. I can't take care of anybody unless I'm taking care of myself. And there's going to be, religions and different ethnic backgrounds that have different beliefs, and more power to you. I respect all builds. We respect all builds, right? And so for all my brothers and all my sisters, we're a family. That's the truth. And I wish to make you better if I can. If I can give you just one piece of, knowledge or wisdom, and I could help one person, maybe change their life, or I help one person to lose some weight, or I help one person to change their mindset and just, right? That is priceless to me. That is my ultimate, that's my life right there. And I wish you the best forever and always. Por siempre. In Spanish, it's forever. I assume so. I believe so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Today, tomorrow, the day after that, I wish you well. And truthfully, I want you to know that you're a champion. You are a champion. Don't ever forget that. Okay? I want you to know that you have everything within you that you already need. You think you need this and you think you need that, and to be happy, I need to get here, and I need to have this amount of money, and I need to have this shorty with me, and then this shorty after this shorty, and I need this amount of bedrooms in my house, and I need this many cars in my... Breathe. Do you hear yourself? Look, there's nothing wrong with wanting luxury. There's nothing wrong with wanting better for yourself, right? It's the American dream. It's whatever, blah blah. But like I said, going back to balance, it's what do you value? What is important to you? And why is it important to you? Is it because of your ego? You want to have better car than the neighbor. You want to have a nicer house than your cousins. You want to have... Really? Look, there was a time in my life where I was empty. That's the truth. There was a time in my life where I thought that I was dead. I didn't know if I was alive. That's the truth. Now, look, I still don't know if I'm alive, but this life that I live is abundant. The world is such a beautiful place. And I would say that it definitely starts right here. You'll hear people say that, right? And your mindset attracts your reality. And my life is abundant, right? I am free. I am happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy, I am wise. That's my affirmation. And it's changed my life dramatically. Okay. Here we have a brain. And if you think about this inside of your head, I assume you have one, right? The way that I like to think about my mind is it's a supercomputer, okay? And I would like to say that you're capable of anything that you set your mind to. Truthfully, and look, I understand that not everybody is going to be blessed with the same opportunities. Not everybody has the same upbringing and parents that support them. Not everybody have a father and a mother household that they were raised in. Some people were raised by just their mother. Some people were raised by just their father. Some people were born in a third world country. And so just macro mindset, just understanding that I'm in a very privileged position. I'm very blessed, and I don't ever wish to take my life for granted. I don't ever wish to take anything that I've been blessed with for granted. That's not what I wish to do. What I wish to do is to utilize the tools that I have around me and within me to ultimately provide value to the universe, to myself, to the people that I love and care about, my family. And like I said, I wish you well today, tomorrow, the day after that, okay? Look, the past, it's over and done with. Nothing we can do about that. But what we can do is accept it. And we can say, you know what? I have no control over that. And the future, it doesn't exist. But you know what I do have control of is this moment right now. What I choose to do, what I choose to say, who I choose to talk with, what I choose to watch, what I choose to listen to. Listen, you are very powerful. And I tell you this because I want you to believe it. I want you to understand that you are worthy. I am worthy. And I don't mean to say this to sound like, oh yeah, I'm this guy and you gotta listen to me. No, okay? This ultimately is for me. And this is for my future family because I don't have any children yet. But in the future, I wish for them to know that they are very powerful beings, right? And it's love and it's infinite wisdom within you. I evolve into my limitless potential. Say that one 3 times. That is another affirmation that I love to use, and it's very powerful, and it's changed my life. And maybe it might just be able to change yours. Now, the truth is I am exactly where I need to be. Okay? And that is a very beautiful affirmation that allows me to live in my present moment. And it allows me to ground myself. And so, to tell you the truth, I have not always been like this. And to be honest, before I started filming this video, I was very nervous. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I didn't know what I was going to say. But I knew that I had a mission, a purpose, right? And for me, my mission, my purpose is my focus. That's where I'm paying attention. That's where change is happening. And I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself. If you know, you know. But in all seriousness, you know, age is just a number. And I've had people telling me that, you know, Miles, you're a dope ass person, man. You're a dope soul. You're an old soul. You got an old soul. And I didn't take offense to that. Like I definitely appreciate it. I take it as a compliment because, with age comes wisdom. But definitely, I've never been limited by my age, if that makes sense. Like, from a young age, like, you're still learning and you're still gaining your wisdom and your intellect. But that doesn't mean that you can't be wise. A young man can be wise, and an old man can be a fool. So that goes back to age is just a number, right? And so, like I said, I ultimately wish to provide as much value as I can for you, the people. Because, look, one day I'm not going to be here anymore, right? And for me, if I was able to help that one person, just that one person, or maybe I was able to shift their path onto the path of enlightenment, onto the path of dedication, onto the path of betterment, right? Ascension and just growth and development. I love that. I love that message. And I'm just that confidence in yourself. Just believing that you can do anything that you set your mind to. And I know it sounds like I'm preaching, but it's true. And, in this exact moment that I'm living in currently, I am very thankful. I'm very grateful for this opportunity because I understand that I am blessed, I am free, and I am exactly where I need to be. Okay? All right. What else can we talk about? All right, a question that I wrote down on my notebook right here says, what am I afraid of? So going back to what I said earlier is, I don't want to say that I was, but definitely there's parts and bits that I was able to relate to. So the woman, she said, I was afraid to be successful. And so the reason that it was is she was just overthinking her success. And she could visualize being successful, but when she visualized being successful, she knew that it was going to require a different version of her. It was going to require more out of her. It was going to require her to show up consistently. It was going to require her to blossom into the woman that she is, to be successful. And if you hear what I'm saying and you can relate to that, just want you to know that you are not alone. I don't want to say that I was afraid to be successful because I am successful. And every day that we are blessed, that's success to me. To be able to hug my little brother, to be able to hug my mom, to be able to hug my dad, to be able to stand on my 2 feet, to be able to drink water and enjoy the sunlight and touch the grass, that is success. That's success to me. So it comes down to, what do you value and why do you value it? Right? And so how can I be the best version of myself consistently? That's a great question that I like to ask myself, because one thing that I like to do is I like to visualize my God self in the future, my idealistic self, the person that wakes up, just has a strong character, strong mind, strong heart, strong body, strong spirit, strong soul. Right? And I actually I made these bracelets a little while ago. And the bracelet says live strong. And some may know the message, some may not. But I've always loved that message. And I actually, first time I saw it was, I was around 5 years old. And we went into the Foot Locker or whatever, and they had these bracelets for sale. They were $5, I remember, because I wanted to get one, but $5 for a bracelet, my mom was not gonna let me have that at the time. But I always loved the message. So, as I got older, I wanted to create something that I could hand out to the people, right? Like how In and Out has them little sticker sheets that you could give to the kids, right? I wanted something like that to where I could spread a positive message. And those bracelets, they changed my life. And so Bruce Lee has a message, and he says, flow like water. Okay? And I've always loved that message because we are water. Our body is made up of water, a lot of water. And so for me, flowing like water has allowed me to find my balance within myself. And I take inspiration from many different people. My dad is a big inspiration to me. And my older brothers, they've granted me great wisdom. And they have definitely put me on game. They have definitely allowed me to learn about myself and to become the man that I am today. My sister is crucial in my development as the man that I am today. And when I was younger, we used to set up the wooden folding tables, and we had the whiteboard, and she would basically be our teacher. She was my very first teacher, aside from my mom and dad and whatnot. But she would teach us like math lessons. And if you remember, I'm pretty sure they still have it now, but back then we had this Barbie cash register. And so, we used to do these scenarios of exchange and the change, and, we'd give the correct change and, just your customer service, right? And so definitely these skills, you don't think about it, but goes back to the compound effect, where these small steps, these small choices, these positive actions that you take every day, they add up and they add up and they add up. And they ultimately curate you into your ultimate self. And I love that vision of being the best version of myself that I could be, because that's my goal, that's my dream, that's who I am, is to be the ultimate version of myself, my God self. And I hope that this message finds you well. I hope that I was able to spread some light, some positivity, some wisdom. I wish that you succeed. I wish you well. And ultimately, I know you will. And so I just must say thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for... There's that little kid I saw a video of, and he says, so I thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. And oh my gosh, when I saw that video, I had to share it. It was just such a beautiful song. And so wherever you are, whatever situation that you're in, whatever position that you're in, macro, that this too shall pass. that it's not always going to be like this, and that you are worthy and you can create change. You have a voice and you have power. You have wisdom. You have intellect. And I know that you will succeed in any endeavor that you set your mind to. So, another inspiration of mine is Jermaine Cole, J. Cole. And his message is dollar and a dream. I got $1 and a dream. And so it's not about having the most, but it's about having a vision. And so for me, I started with a vision and I made it a reality. And that's the simplified version of it. Because this wasn't just handed to me. This was piece by piece, brick by brick, step by step. And so to finalize, to wrap this video up, the last message that I would like to share is this little boy and an older wise man, and they're in a dark forest, and the little boy says, "I can't see, I can't walk anymore. I can't see the path." And so the wise man says, "Can you see your next step? Can you see the step right in front of you?" And the little boy says, "Yes." And so the wise man says, "Then take the next step, one step at a time." And that has always been a beautiful story to me, because it goes to show that, look, we might not know what the future holds, but I know that in this moment right now, I can see my next step. And maybe by the time I take that next step, I'll be in a different position and I'll have a different point of view to where I can now take my next step. So going back to that book, The Compound Effect, I bring this book up because it's changed my life dramatically. And if you'd like to read that book, it's on Amazon for maybe around $10 at this time. Could be more, could be less, I'm not sure, but really it's about 100 pages or so, and gosh, that book changed my life. So that's why I share it with you. The Compound Effect. Maybe it might help you. Definitely helped me. And so just taking that next step, and really for me, it's asking myself questions that I have difficulty coming up with answers with. If you can answer all of the questions that you ask yourself, you need to ask yourself some more difficult questions. So, how can I flow? Good question. Great question. Right? And so, for me, I realized that I am worthy and I have value to provide. And so for me, this is just a major stepping stone in my development as who I am. And so finally, I just wish to say thank you. I hope you have a good day. My name is Miles Banares, and I hope you have a good day today. Thank you for everything. Carry on being incredible.